G'day everyone, V here. I just want to break down my longer video into some bite-sized videos. My longer video had some audio issues, so we're going to do this in small bite sizes instead. Alright, so the first part is, why are we ship farming in the first place? One, to get our piloting skills up. Two, to capture enemy ships that we can keep for ourselves or and upgrade. Or three, to capture and then sell to make credits. Alright, so the first thing we need to look at is what kind of skills do we need? Okay, the most important skill is your piloting, allowing you to capture Class C ships. That's probably the most important, followed by the next is targeting control systems, because you get those perks and buffs which come in really helpful. Then your shield systems, you want at least to rank 3 if possible. That gives you your 6%. It's a huge buff to your shields. It just means that if you're taking on better ships, you have more chance of surviving the encounter. The next is your starship design. That's not going to be really improved with ship farming, but it's something you want to look at to get the most out of the ships that you capture, so you can improve them. Better weapons, better shields, better engines, better everything. So you do want to look at that as well, as you slowly increase your level and your skills in the tech tree. The weapons I like to use are my particle beam weapon systems. That's my manual primary. My secondary is my EM weapons systems for disabling the ships. And my third is the automated weapon systems. I use laser turrets. I use automated weapon systems because trying to control 3 weapon systems, it can be a bit too much. I want to relax and enjoy capturing these ships, not sweat trying to figure out which button I'm pressing. And so yeah, they're the weapon skills that I use. The other skill, which is in the science tree, which is quite handy to have, is a neutronic fusion, which gives you more extra power units for your ship reactors. It's right down the end of the tree, so you may not be there yet, but it's certainly worth getting to give you more flexibility on sharing power between your shields, your engines, and your weapons. It's also handy to have in your crew at the beginning, is to get, where is he? There he is. If you get Vasco, he gives you some more power for your systems. He gives you your shield systems, and he improves your EM weapon systems. Now these are great for the beginning to help you. So putting Vasco in your ship is quite handy to have with ship farming, especially at the beginning. Okay. So, skills done. Let's look at the weapons on your ship. Now, depending on what level you are, what access to weapons you have, if you're starting out, you're not going to have access to much. Your lasers, your ballistics. You can take out ships' engines with ballistics quite easily. EM weapons are much better because you don't damage the ship as much, but it certainly is possible to take out enemy engines with ballistic weapons. But yeah, the weapons I'm currently using are all C-class weapons. Okay, let's have a look at them. I'm using the Vanguard Ares particle cannons, which you can get access to as soon as you finish the introduction to the Vanguard missions. It's not really a spoiler because he tells you that. The EM weapons, I use the Fulminator 8000s, primarily because even though there's a larger weapon system that does more electronic magnetic damage, you can only mount 2 of them. And that means you're only doing 2 hull damage and 2 shield damage. Whereas with these, I have 4, I can do 4 hull damage and 4 shield damage. That's important because if you're doing the challenge progress for the electromagnetic weapons, it's based on how much damage you do. Not electronic magnetic damage, but how much hull and shield damage you do. So having 4 means I'm doing double the potential damage than I would if I had the 2 instead of the 4. And the lasers, I'm using pulse laser turrets because I want to strip the shields without damaging the hull as much as possible, and I found that this is the best balance for me. So while I'm target locked on an enemy ship, if there's more than one, the lasers will generally target the other ship, so it strips their shields down while I'm focused on another ship. Once that ship is destroyed and I focus on the second ship, the shields are generally almost gone, which means I can knock it out fairly quickly with my EM weapons. So that's what I would look for. If you can't get access to all of these, if you're starting out, just build up towards it. You know, manual lasers, manual ballistics, forget rockets and missiles, just go with the 2 weapon systems until you can get to a turret laser. Put the turret laser on. When you have access to EM weapons, put them on, and then so forth, and get to particle weapons as close as you can, because that gives you the most flexibility in destroying the ships you don't want as quickly as possible. Okay, so that's it. Hope you found that helpful. If you did, subscribe, like from the rest of the videos, and have a nice day. Ciao.